Leo Dreger here. I want to talk to you about a tool called wget or wget. This is great for retrieving something from a web server if you know exactly what the target is and what you want to retrieve. So go out to the internet, do a GET request, grab whatever you want from a particular server, and then copy it to the working directory that you're working in. So if I just print my working directory, you can see I'm in /root. So we're going to do a wget, and it'll give us the format of the command. So it's missing the URL, so we need wget options and then the URL. Or if you want to see the detailed parameters, wget tag help, and that'll give you the full capabilities of this tool. We're not going to be able to cover all of this now in just this video, but I just want to illustrate that it is extremely powerful of utility, especially for scripting. Okay, so you got basic stuff like versions, or if you wanted to go into the background, you got the specific logging options. If you want verbose logging and things like that, that's always fun to do. What you want to download, the number of tries, where you want to put the output, what do you want to do with the server response. If you want to just see if it's there and not actually download it, you can use this tool in spider mode. You can specify you only go over IP4 networks or only over IPv6 networks, specific usernames and passwords for FTP and HTTP purposes. So if you do need something that requires a username and password, certainly you can add that in here. Not good for scripting purposes because you have usernames and passwords in clear text. If you want to grab the directory structure or not, it's got a handful of HTTP options. Again, usernames, passwords, client settings. If you grab headers and cookies or post data strings and add that to your logs. If you want to go over HTTPS or transport level security, and if so, what are the files and the certificates and their versions, and what are the private keys and usage and things like that. You have FTP specific options, and I would say use the FTP user and password parameters instead of the other user and parameter items from before. So if you're specific to FTP, use the specifics of FTP. You'll find that it'll work much better. If you want recursive, in other words, all of the files and directories, and again, you have some additional recursive options like accept this or reject that. Okay, so we're going to actually just go and do a simple version of this. So it's wget http // www.facebook.com / robots.txt. Hit enter. It'll go out to the attempt to go out to the internet to get robots.txt from Facebook. And there you go. So resolving Facebook.com, it went out. If connecting to Facebook, found it on this IP address and port 80, so we are not connected. So HTTP request sent, awaiting response, got an OK, and then you can see that basically it tried to copy the file and it saved it. So now if I do an ls, I should be able to see that robots .txt. Now we can edit it, is that on the hard drive. Now we can actually edit that file or view the contents of this, and you can do this a dozen different ways. You could do a head, tail, less, more, whatever you prefer. So I'm just going to tail the file, tail robots.txt. And you can basically see the last 10 lines by default of that file just to prove that there is something in it. Or we can do, something like less robots.txt, and you can go line by line. And so what's interesting here is you can see all of the spidering that Facebook specifically does not allow. Now, I haven't done anything unethical here. A robots.txt file is publicly available at just about everybody's site, and is extremely popular within the web world. So just about every website has one, and it always should be publicly accessible for read access. So, but I can learn some stuff from it. I can learn that basically there's PHP, so that means they're probably using Apache servers. I can see some of the directories like hashtags and photos and checkpoint and hashtags, and it's specific to the actual spiders that it's telling that not to index the site. So here's the Google bot. No, don't check these things. Here's IA Archiver. Don't check these things. Here's the MSN bot. Disallow these activities. Here's the Naver bot. Disallow these activities. Or a Cisna bot. Disallow these activities. Slurp, which is like a common program for indexing, etc., etc., or Yahoo's Yandex, or Yeti. Okay, so nonetheless, you get a basic idea of how to go to a website, grab a file, copy it to your local host, and then basically analyze that file. So it's relatively simple, but in any sort of web application, pen testing, reconnaissance for websites, you definitely want to know how to use a wget. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.